I'm not mad at that though. I'm not mad at that
Hold
when people say
on.
that at
I
all.
disagree. To me, it go Forest Hills, the off season, then Bourne Center. We're sleeping on the off
Excuse me?
season.
What
You
you
sleep
just say?
the off season? Are y'all
What?
sleep?
Welcome to another video of the TKIA podcast, also known as the Know It All podcast. And we got another short for y'all today. More trade talks, more contract extensions, more opting in, more opting out. So we got a little long list from here. So I think there's going to be updates from, we missed a couple of updates actually, so we're going to put those in this video as well. But I'm just going to go right into it. I think this happened today. Colin Sexton is headed to Charlotte. Traded for, I think, a 2031 pick, first round, and Yusuf Nurkic. Me and Roy was talking about this pick. This is a super weird to me. For starters, they sent this man to Charlotte, for one. Now, Colin Sexton is a high school legend. I'm not going to say legend, but he's called a young bull for a reason. I've been following him since he was in high school and then into the college. So it's very interesting to kind of see how his career has shaped since. I feel like he's still a great player, but he's, we talked about that last video. Everybody feels their roles how they feel them, and he just kind of been feeling the role that he's been given since he's been here. But we know he can go. He has energy. He has the talent. But how do you think that's going to mesh with him going to Charlotte? Because, I mean, you have Melo there. You have Brandon Miller there. Like, I just don't see where he's needed.
He's going to come off the bench, obviously, because Melo's the starter. Brandon Miller's the starting two guard. Colin Sexton is a starter, in my opinion. I don't like the trade for him. I think it's a bad move for him because he's a starting point guard in the NBA. He's a starting caliber. He can get you easily 20 a night. So I think for Charlotte, it's good. It's instant offense. He can be erratic sometimes, but I think it's good offense for them. Defensively, it's not changing much. You lose Nurkic, who's not really Nurkic anymore. It's not Phoenix Nurkic, so It's not hurting nothing. You get a draft pick out of it, which is good. Again, Colin Sexton to me is a starting point guard in the NBA. Coming off the bench could work because you need bench points. He's not starting over Melo or Brandon Miller. But again, I just don't like the fit for him. It might be good for this.
Three.
No, that's too small.
They got Miles Bridges, right?
Yeah, I think he played a 4. But either way, it'll be too small. I think he's coming off the bench. Again, for him, I don't like it. For Charlotte, it's a good pickup because now you get another offensive guy out there to help Melo and Brandon Miller. To help Melo and Brandon Miller instead of just bending those two back and forth, ISO ball. Now you can bring somebody
Miles
else.
Bridges has been big for them. Last year, he was doing great for them. I mean, I'm not saying as much because they didn't do nothing, and Melo obviously went out. But
it's all coaching, man. Every team that plays ISO ball and they do it a lot because it's just Melo. It's Melo and Brandon Miller, and then you got Bridges every now and then. It can still give you like a solid 17. But ISO ball don't work in 2025. I'm sorry. You got to have a coach that got a scheme. If you don't have a scheme, nothing's gonna work. It's that simple. You can't rely on hero ball in 2025. And Melo been doing that since he got here. Finally got him some help. Last year, Brandon Miller was a second-year player, so last year they got him some help.
Yeah.
And I think Charlotte's going to be solid. I still don't see them winning no more than about 40 games at the most, probably like 35, 40 range, maybe 30 to 40 range, somewhere around there. There'll be a play-in team.
Everybody's healthy, maybe.
Yeah.
The East is open this year.
Anybody can win the East this year, but I think it's a good move for Charlotte. I think it's a bad move for Colin Sexton because he's a starting point guard, but that's the NBA for you.
Yeah, and I mean, I kind of agree because, like I said, I've been following Colin Sexton for a minute. So for me to see him go to Charlotte, where he potentially may not be starting, kind of sucks. But at the same time, maybe this is a change for him to figure out his footing. We don't know until we see it, so that's fine. So I kind of agree with you on that one. The Nurkic one, Nurkic is not what he was. We know that. It's weird though because he's going to Utah where they have bigs.
Purgatory.
So and multiple bigs at that. So it's just like I don't know where he's good. Is he gonna get minutes?
Utah is the Washington of the West.
That's what's confusing. Cause I think they just drafted a big.
Buy his contract out, get him out of there. You don't need him.
And then they have Walker Kessler there, 7-footer rebounder. So I'm just like, Maybe I'm missing. Maybe I'm missing who else is on their bench or whoever is their bigs. But is he even needed for Utah?
I mean, you can never have enough depth, but I would just have him just buy his contract out and ship him off somewhere. Let somebody else take him on. I don't want to deal with that. You really just took him in just to get rid of Colin Sexton's contract. That's it. That's how I see it. It's nothing more to me than that.
I got to see more on that one because that one's so weird for me still. So not really a trade, but just a little update. So Austin Reeves, he declined his contract extension with the Lakers, so he'll be a free agent. He's a free agent now, I think actually. I mean, what do you think about that?
That's a money move. Simple as that. He want more money. The Lakers just paid Braun all that money. We're gonna get to that in a minute. But Austin Reeves wants more money, and I don't blame him. If I'm an NBA player, I want my money too. Money come first. I mean, obviously want to win championships, but at the same time, I want to support family. I don't know where he's at that stage of life. He got kids or not, but I want to support myself, my family. So I want the bag. So I'm gonna do it for me. From Austin Reeves' standpoint, not mad at him. From a Lakers standpoint, you got to get him back. You can't let him walk out the door. He's your third option, and he can hoop. He can get buckets. So
and he's a third option that can give you 20 plus.
Exactly.
And there's not a lot of third options that can give you that in the league right now.
And I mean, it's possible that he can walk out the door. Luka's getting paid. Braun's getting paid. But Lakers have the right to
He's getting paid for sure. Getting paid.
Yeah, and the Lakers also have the right to overpay for him because he's been there 5+ years. They have the bird rights. So, I don't know. It's kind of hard. I think Lakers are going to bring him back. It's just probably just trying to do a team-friendly contract, I would assume, for Lakers there, but I'm pretty sure Austin Reeves ain't trying to hear none of that. But we'll see as time goes along. I
mean, he can hoop. I like Austin Reeves at the Lakers. I don't see him anywhere at this point, but I do know most teams could use him for sure. So he might get that money, but I don't see him anywhere right now for the Lakers. But I mean, he's always played at the Lakers, so it's hard for me to say I could see him anywhere else right now. But if the time comes, I guess we'll have to deal with it. But I kind of agree with you. I mean, if I'm the Lakers, I keep hold of him for as long as I can. He's a young guy. You pair him up with Luka. Brian not gonna be here forever. You build some bigs around them. Solid defensive perimeter guys, role players. I think the Lakers are in a good spot. Now, when LeBron leaves, I feel like it will be a huge adjustment because it's just LeBron James. But you still have superstardom Luka, and you have Austin Reeves. You have guys that can put the ball in the basket. So I don't know. Yeah, we could just get into. I have one more, but we can do it after because we just said it. So yeah, LeBron, he just opted in for his contract. I think like $52 million. So he's definitely going into year 23 with the Lakers, and I'm not very surprised. I figured that was going to happen anyway. He's not going to go anywhere else. A lot of people have been saying that he's going to retire a Cavalier. I don't think he will. That's just me. But, I mean, I don't really have too much opinion on that because it's LeBron James. Like, I knew he was not going anywhere. So, how do you feel?
Same as you. It's LeBron. He's not going nowhere. I'm not mad at him for taking his money. He's going to get paid. It's a lot for a 42-year-old, 41-year-old, whatever. It's a lot going on 41. But he's LeBron James. He's done. He's got you a championship. He was going to take his money. Can I blame him? No. I got 4 rings. Now at this point, I'm just collecting checks. Again, not much else to say for the Lakers. This is probably his last year. I truly believe this might be his last year. He might go out and do a Kobe route, or he might just do a Tim Duncan route. I don't know which way he's going with it, but maybe 2 more years at the most.
I think it depends on how this year goes because I also seen something from Sleeper where we do our fantasy stuff, and they said that LeBron is basically still in a championship mode, which he's been in a championship mode for years. They just haven't got it since 2020, but he's still there. He's seeing what kind of off-season moves they're gonna do, stuff like that. So if they make it deep and they can get people's contracts to align, he might have another year in for year 24. But if it's another first round exit, he might be done.
Also, nobody's talking about the fact that his son is about to go to college. So he's going to probably try to stay around for as long as he can, stay in the best shape of his career so he can play with him too.
I didn't want to say that, but I think that's what he's going to do. I think he's going to wait until Bryce as well. Bryce is going to college this year. So 2 years is
nothing.
For Brian, I mean, it's nothing really.
And if Bryce ended up being one of them top picks, I mean, like we talking about first rounder, I don't doubt it.
He should be a first rounder. He won't be a lottery though.
I'm gonna watch.
I don't
college ball
know.
this
I
year.
haven't
Gotta
seen
see.
too much of Bryce. Yeah, I haven't seen too much, but it would definitely be interesting. And I'll definitely tune in. Just because I haven't seen much of him in particular, other than like high school, AU stuff. So, this is one we missed. That we won't take too much time on. Kristaps Porziņģis is headed to the Hawks, Atlanta. I think it's a good pickup, but it's always that big if. If he's going to be healthy, if he's going to give you valuable minutes, is he going to give you all of those things? That's just the big if for me. I think he's only played like one or two 60, 70 plus games his whole career. So it's just like, are we going to get a healthy one? The Hawks may be something to reckon with if they're going to get a healthy one, but it just depends at this point. What do you think?
I don't think it's giving you 60. I'm going to go ahead and say about 45 to 50 at the most. I'm just being honest. We all know his health history. If he plays those 45 to 50, they'll be good minutes for the Hawks. And I think that's going to be beneficial to them because now Trae Young has a pick and pop big who can actually shoot the ball. Like Trae Young has never had that before. So if that pick and roll connects off the rip, that's going to be trouble, especially as a Magic fan winning the same division as them. So that's going to be hell. If he can, just like I said, 40 to 50 games. Give me 40 is the magic number for me. Just give me 40, maybe 50. That's going to be a good daily pick and pop. You get rid of Capella. He's garbage at this point of his career. So you can drop him like a dead weight. Now, again, he has a Trae Young. We're talking about Trae Young, one of the best playmakers in the league. He has a big man who can pick and pop.
Top five, right?
Point guard, yes.
Trae Young top five?
Most
Top
definitely.
five playmaker. Top five playmaker.
Yes, sir, most definitely. So to go along with that, him and Porzingis, and then like I said, Jalen Johnson coming back next year. Hopefully, he's coming back healthy.
He should come back healthy.
Ricochet. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I don't know if he starts to come out the bench. Dude that drafted number 1 overall last year. He had a good rookie year, underrated rookie year.
I think he comes off the bench at least last year. I don't think he was starting, but I could be wrong.
And then they got Dyson Daniels, who had an excellent, probably got robbed out of defensive player of the year.
Yeah. But he got the other thing, which is so weird. Didn't he get something else?
I think he got most improved.
Most improved? Yeah, bro. He should have easily been DP,
But now they add Porzingis. I think the Hawks going to be better. I think, let's just say 45 wins. That's not bad. I mean, you can go 50, but I think that's a little too much. Got to let the team mesh a little bit. So I'm going to go 45 wins, probably like a top 5 seed, 6 seed at the lowest. And the Hawks can probably do some damage if they get in there.
Wow. Like I said, the East is open, so they could give you more than 45. It really just depends. Now, I'm not going to say it would be a lie. I don't think so. And like you said, it's new players. You always got to have some room to mesh. But it could be something. Not a trade, but it's of course news out there in the West. James Harden intends to sign a 2-year, $85 million, but he will probably decline his player option, which means he's probably going to shop after. Not surprising. Like he just definitely wants to see what the Clippers are going to do. Obviously, he's at the tail end of his career. At this point, I don't know how much these guys have. I mean, he can still hoop. He's still been hooping. He had a great year last year. But it was all on pieces that necessarily weren't there anymore. So if the Clippers want to do something, they're going to have to add more pieces because obviously it wasn't enough. And that might hinder James Harden's performance. That may hinder him having the ball. He's not the James Harden that he was, and the Clippers are not constructed as the Houston Rockets James Harden era was. So I predict he's probably going to be on a different team in a couple years.
Well, knowing James Harden, he might move around. But as of right now, with the 2-year extension he just did, he's going to get his money. He's James Harden. Clippers aren't going to win nothing. The Clippers are cursed. So we all know that. Every NBA fan knows the Clippers are the most cursed team in the NBA. They're not winning anything.
New arena, new everything changed. Still the same. So.
Same Clippers. Nothing's changing. Just him just resigning. That's it. I look at that as just him getting his money.
Now the Clippers still the Clippers though. Now we'll be respectful when it's due. We think there's the curse going around, but the Clippers had a great year. The Clippers had a great year though.
First round next year. Last year, first round next year. This upcoming. The Clippers are cursed. I will never put them in the championship game. Donald Sterling ruined that. Chris Paul ruined that. Blake Griffin ruined that. DeAndre Jordan ruined that. Lob City ruined that. Kawhi ruined that. PG ruined that. Everybody ruined that for me. Clippers are cooked. They're never going to win anything. I thought being a Magic fan was hard. The Clippers are cursed. So you spend all that money on a brand new arena and do nothing. Granted, it was the first year, but no. So good for James Harden to get paid. Not mad at him, but Clippers ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, and we'll see how they look towards the season next year to see how everybody's looking. If it still looks like the same Clippers team as it was last year during the regular season, they still played well. A lot of people showed up to play. They usually weren't showing up. Norman Powell had probably his greatest year of his career, in my opinion. So, just stuff like that to look for. Not surprising, but I feel like I'm going to be biting the bullet. So when this trade happened, I definitely said that the Knicks won this trade. Cat had the best year of his career by far last year. But Julius Randle, while he started slow, they did start to get cooking, and I think he probably meshed a little bit well than I thought he was going to. He intends to sign a 3-year, 100 mil with the Timberwolves. So not mad at it. I think they fit. Um, do I think he spaces the floor as much as Cat did? No. But I think they fit, and if they can get some other pieces to stretch the floor, and they already kind of did with those same trade, then I guess it works out.
I look at it as a situation you traded for him last year, so you don't have a choice but to pay him because you can't just lose him. You gave up your second
And
best
that's true.
player, so
That's true too. Yeah, that's true
you
too.
gotta re-sign him, and you gotta compete. Anthony Edwards is not in his prime yet. He's still what 23, 24, 25
I
is
think
his oldest.
23. I'll
So
look it up. I think so. Yeah.
if he's around that age group, your best player is still not in his prime yet. You got solid pieces around him. Go get a big man that's actually good besides just standing in the paint. No disrespect to Rudy Gobert, but go get another big man. Go get a point guard. No disrespect to Mike Conley, but he's an older guy.
23.
Go get a younger point guard. Go get some pieces to surround your superstar with. Anthony Edwards cannot be the only shooter on that court. I love McDaniels. He's not the best shooter. He's a great defensive player. Rudy Gobert is pretty much useless outside of that paint on the defensive end. Julius Randle's too streaky, and Michael Conley's just older. Like, go get him some help. Go get him some young pieces around him to build that team. Again, Julius Randle's going to get re-signed because they traded for him last year. All the draft capital went to him. So
Yeah.
that's just a regular pickup for me. But Anthony Edwards gonna need some help, man. Minnesota's in purgatory hell again. Same situation, kind of before when Cat was there, but I don't know. Minnesota's cursed.
Super weird because it's like I definitely didn't think they would have done much anyway, even with Cat not being there because the West is just so stacked.
Mm-hmm.
But with them losing kind of that stretching the floor ability, they still kind of handed it to the Lakers. They still made it to the playoffs. It wasn't I mean, I guess everyone technically had a failed year because you didn't win.
Right.
But I don't look at it as a failed year in a way. So it's just I don't know. I don't know what they need. I really truly don't know what they need. I mean, I feel like their team has everything. It's just not clicking. They have shooting, they have defensive ability, they have rebounding, they have slashing. Maybe they need more playmakers.
Uh, I don't know. I think he needs a real co-star for one. Like a real, no disrespect to Julius Randle, but he's not the co-star Anthony. Anthony's a real co-star, and he's not it. And the shooting, like you said, they need more shooting. I think they need more shooting. They need a center who's valuable outside of that paint. Rudy Gobert is like a 2000 center. It's 2025. That type of center don't work no more. If you can't spread the court in no type of way, to this day, I don't
He doesn't
understand.
take mid-range shots. It's so weird. I rarely see him attempt to take mid-range shots.
I just don't understand the trade
He's just
package.
space the floor that way.
It's weird. It's a reason Donovan Mitchell didn't want to play with him. So I don't know. Until they get that center situation figured out, I don't know what they got going on.
Yeah. But I guess we'll see, and we're gonna be giving y'all updates on. I'll say this: we're probably gonna have a lot of updates towards basketball because it's a lot of all season stuff happening, a lot of moves, but definitely gonna have some football stuff coming for you guys because that is approaching. So we're gonna have a good mixture of sports for the summer because basketball's ending, getting summer league's gonna get back up. Gonna be a lot of trades, a lot of contract extensions, a lot of signing contracts, stuff like that. But then college ball, everything else is starting back up too. So we're going to get ramped up with that. So we'll definitely have more content like this for you guys outside of regular episodes. But yeah, we'll definitely stay updated when we see anything more about the Timberwolves in general or anybody else. But as of right now, I don't really see like them doing too much better this year. This year coming up, I don't really see much. I think they make the playoffs, but they're probably first round exit again, depending on how the matchups look. I don't know.
I agree.
Last but certainly not least, I mean, this guy's a fan favorite for Milwaukee, Bobby Portis. So he signs a 3-year, 44 mil. I mean, it's okay. It's cool. I don't really have an opinion. It's cool.
Same thing you said. It's cool. It's Bobby Portis. Fan favorite. That's
I
the
feel
only
like he
reason they
plays
brought
his
him
role
back.
really well. So it's just like I feel like he just has the respect of that organization, of that fandom. So it's like I wouldn't see him really going anywhere else. I wouldn't be surprised if he turns into the Udonis Haslem of the Miami Heat and he just stays there for the rest of his career and train the younger guys coming in, being that vet that's going to amplify you, going to give you that tough talk. I see him in that role. Um, but I mean, he can still hoop, and there's been times where when Giannis wasn't on the floor that he was stepping up. Giannis just has been there, so it's just kind of like we see it, glimpses here and there, but we don't see it consistently because you have Giannis there, the guy. So it's just like, not to say he couldn't hoop, just it's not surprising that he's signing with the Bucks. I don't see him going anywhere else to be real.
No, he's gonna retire as a Buck for lifer. Again, it
Yeah,
don't really do much for Giannis if he's trying to stay there long term, which I think he's out of there. We're just waiting. It's a matter of time before he get traded.
yeah.
Uh,
I definitely think he's out of there too. So it might open up the floor for Bobby now that I think about it, because I don't think Giannis will Giannis be gone this summer.
I think he will. I don't think he want to be there no more. He's not gonna come out and publicly say it like any other player, but he don't want to be there. It's over. Milwaukee's they've run their that train is ran. It's over. So shut that down. Go get as much draft. Do not be the Dallas Mavericks and get finessed. Go get 13 first round picks for Giannis and make some out of it. And restart over and get rid of Dame. I know it sucks because he hurt. Ship him off because you're going to waste a whole year of Giannis if he come back another year. Ship him off and move on forward. I don't want to talk too much about the Bobby Portis because he's Bobby Portis. He's a good role player, fits his role well and all that other stuff. But that's pretty much it. I got one more thing I just popped up on my phone.
What you
Uh,
get?
it says my Magic are declining the team options of Mo Wagner and Caleb Houston. It also says team has retained both players' bird rights, meaning they can exceed the salary cap in order to retain them. The team is expecting to attempt to bring both of them back, which is good. Caleb Houston is only good because he can shoot. He's nothing more than a shooter, spot up shooter. That's literally it. And Mo Wagner, bring him back ASAP. There's no reason you separate the brothers. That'd be the stupidest thing you do. You want to piss off your second best player, then you do that. You let him go. But keep Mo. He's our energy guy. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I said it the other day when I was driving in the car or something. Mo is he's our glue guy. Jalen is the heart, and Cole was the soul, but he's gone now. But you can't let the glue guy, who's unfortunately he tore his ACL last year. He missed most of the season. When Mo's playing, Mo's an underrated center. He's not going to give you 40. He's not going to give you 20 rebounds. He's going to go out there, fight his ass off, and play. He's going to do the dirty work, in other words. So you got to bring him back.
it's stuff that you're not going to see on the stat sheet.
Yeah.
Which we're so stat. Everybody's so focused on the stats. That's a lost art of finding the guys who's going to do the stuff that can't be shown. You just got to watch the game. It's the simple eye test, and we don't have that. Even with our analysts, everybody's just stats.
Exactly.
So I agree with you there fully.
But yeah, bring him back.
Um,
I would like to have Caleb Houston back too, just because he's a sniper from three. Because we need that. So bring him back too.
uh, we didn't touch on this one at all. I don't think in our last vid. The Drew Holiday trade. We never really talked about it, and I want to talk about it a little bit because I want to pick your head around how the Celtics are going to look next year. But yeah, the Boston Celtics have traded Drew Holiday to Portland Trailblazers for Anthony Simons and 2 second-round picks. For Anthony Simons, I feel like this is a win, in my opinion. He's with a better team, obviously, a team that just won 2 years ago because now Thunder are the champs. But I think this is a win. They still how the team is going to be constructed still don't know, and this part we'll talk about for a little bit towards the end here. But I think this is a win for him. Drew Holiday. I feel like he's Drew Holiday. He's stamped. I feel like he's valuable for a lot of teams in that point guard position. So with the Trailblazers, I don't think there's much of what's the word? I don't think it's an expectation for Drew Holiday or Trailblazers itself really. I think he's done everything he could do, and I think he'll probably bring that to them as well, being a great just two way. You would call him a two way? Is Drew Holiday a two way?
I mean, at this point in his career, I call him 3 and D.
3 a D is cool. Okay. Because he can score that thing too, but with the Celtics, he didn't necessarily need to do that. But maybe we'll see more of that this year. So I don't have any expectations for Drew. For Anthony Simons, this would be lovely to see him come get a bit a little more burn. Now, if he even be starting or not, I would assume he would be, but maybe I could be wrong. I don't know. But for the Celtics, it looked like they're just blowing this thing up, and we already predicted this. They weren't going to be able to afford everybody. So they're gonna move pieces around, and now with JT out probably for a good bit of next year, um, teams even wanted Derek White and Jaylen Brown too. So are the Celtics done? Are they blowing it up?
Anthony Simons pick is a great pickup for when Tatum comes back. 'Cause he's got to come back eventually. Trading Jaylen Brown might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Don't care how much you pay him. That was y'all fault paying him that much money. Again, Jaylen Brown trade rumors might be the stupidest thing I've heard of all season. And we just got here. That's still stupid. Derek White make more sense. I wouldn't trade him, but if the team needs a sniper, go get him. And he's still a great defender. For the Boston side, I think the trade was good. Anthony Simons is a good player. I think he's a great scorer. Could be a little bit inconsistent at times, a little streaky, but that's fine. He gets out of Portland, which in regards to Portland, all you Portland fans, you guys are having you had a good season. Like, I'm not going to step over the fact that you guys had a solid season, a rebuilding season. Now you get rid of somebody who doesn't kind of fit the timeline at 26 versus the rest of your team like 23 and 22 and under. Now you can put the rest of Drew Holiday. I think he's just gonna be like a package. You brought him in, you're gonna buy him out. I think that's the type of deal they got right there. With him, I don't think he's gonna stay long term. I think that's legit a buyout type of situation. And then you go with the rest of the crew. Like the rest of the team, you got built on this season that you had this year. You had a solid season for Portland for like a rebuilt standard team. That was a good season. Scoot Henderson can finally take another leap. I think he had an actual underrated year this year. People slept on him because his rookie year was so bad, but that's called rookie year. That's what it's for. And I think Portland's going to take another step this year. I think Boston's going to be bad this year because of all the injuries. But for trade purposes, it's a great trade for both teams. You get rid of Anthony Simons, who doesn't really fit the timeline. That make any sense. I think he did, but some people don't. And then you get rid of Drew Holiday, who's just washed. And then Portland's going to buy him out, and he's going to go somewhere else.
And when you mentioned Scoot, you also had Shaden Sharp, who
Mm-hmm.
we already know who's gonna. I think he's gonna become up something. I think he'll take a leap. I'm not gonna say it's a big one. So maybe he doesn't fit their guards backcourt type of thing. Uh, as far as youth, I would say they're a young team ish. They still have a DeAndre Ayton, who has some injury issues towards the end in there. So I don't know what they're gonna do with that. They're probably gonna keep him for the rest of this year, for the rest of next year too. So that's why I think Infinite Simon it might be a good time for him, especially with JT out. If you could keep Jaylen Brown, which I'm sure is probably going to happen, Derek White's probably going to stay put too. But I wouldn't be surprised if he walked or went somewhere else because they still have Peyton Pritchard, and I think I think the Celtics are both sold on both of those guys. Those are both guys that have in one game literally gave you 30 or 40. I think
Right.
the same exact game. So it's just like Celtics were in a great position because they were so stacked to where they could do so many different lineups, play styles. Now, of course, with your main guy out, that's gonna hinder you. You don't have Porzingis anymore, which did play a role in them winning the chip. I would say from the minutes of getting them there. Would I say he was one of the X factors? No, but he was there, and they won. So we can't really necessarily say that he didn't help anything because he led and did something for that. He's no longer there as well. You get rid of Drew Holiday, so you miss pieces, but you're still a good team that can definitely do something in the East this year, especially. So whether they're gonna break it up or not, we'll see. But I wouldn't be surprised if Derek White walked. I would be surprised about Jaylen Brown, but I would not be surprised for Derek White because I think they're still sold on Peyton Pritchard as well. So we'll see. I think it's gonna get semi blown up though. I think you can kind of already say it's semi blown up because they already got a couple guys out, and we just a week a week after the finals. So a lot can happen. Um, but yeah, that's about it. You got closing remarks on that?
Oh, yeah, actually, another breaking news just came in. Jabari Smith Jr. intends to sign a 5-year deal with the Rockets, $122 million rookie contract extension. Great pickup. Everybody talked bad about him, just like they did Scoot Henderson with his rookie year. He's shut everybody up and he's improved so well. I'm glad for him. He was actually one of the people we thought about picking in that draft before over Paolo, and thank God we picked Paolo. No disrespect, but Paolo's a better player. But that's a great pickup, Houston. Great re-signing. Where was he going to go? And they could pay more than anybody else. The Rockets were great last year. I think that's a good move for them. And that's pretty much all I got on that one. I know this video kind of long, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and just to add one more thing before we get out, Dorian Finney-Smith, he declined his 15 mil, so he went into free agency as well.
Oh.
But that's gonna do it for now. This is the TKIA podcast, also known as the Know It All podcast. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Go over there to Wrestling Geek and show him some love over there as well. We'll probably see y'all next video. So thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.
I need 2 more subscribers, y'all. 2 more to reach 400. Appreciate you.